What if every creature in Valheim scaled along with the player? What if bosses evolved with new abilities, dungeons restocked themselves, and loot grew richer with each victory? Say goodbye to static worlds and say hello to creature level and loot control, a mod that redefines what Valheim can be on its own. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Atlas and this is Mod Watch, your go-to series for spotlighting the most wacky, weird, and wonderful mods out there. Today we're going full Viking again as we look at a mod that has completely reshaped the way that I play Valheim, whether it's going for a solo, multiplayer, vanilla plus, or heavily modded run. Creature level and loot control, or CLLC, is a go-to mod that I would recommend. Whether you're a server admin looking to crank up the stakes, or a solo explorer seeking a deeper challenge, CLLC opens up possibilities that rival full-blown expansion packs. This isn't just a mod that tweaks numbers, it's a total creature behavior overhaul, a loot revolution, and a dungeon rebirth system all rolled into one mod. Make sure to stick around for the full video because we'll also talk about what mods CLLC best plays with, along with some other recommendations. So what exactly is CLLC? Developed by Smoothbrain, also known as Blacksun on Discord, and available on the Thunderstore, this mod lets you configure almost every part of creature interaction in Valheim when it comes to leveling and fighting. It covers 3 core gameplay systems: leveling and affixes for creatures and bosses, completely customizable loot drops, world repopulation, respawns, and progression scaling. Beyond that, CLLC includes multiplayer scaling, server enforcement, API hooks for modders, YAML config editors, and even surprise mechanics like dynamic level boosts. It's not just a tool, it's a toolbox. CLLC is probably by far the most simple and yet robust difficulty and world difficulty manager style mod out there. With many customizable settings and even fully customizable YAML files, you can create custom bosses within certain limits of the mod and ensure that each boss encounter is a full-on raid with your friends or solo. By default, Valheim uses stars to show tougher variants of enemies, usually topping out at 2 stars, or technically level 3. With CLLC, that cap is lifted. You can scale it up to 5 stars or more if you dare, turning even basic mobs into elite threats. But this isn't just about health and a damage bump. Each star can apply a special color-coded affix to enemies. Magenta, for quick, increases movement speed by 40%. Red, for aggressive, speeds up attack rate and reduces delay between moves. Green, regeneration, grants active health regen. Cyan, for curious, extends the detection range of mobs dramatically. White, which is splitting, causes enemies to split into 2 lower star versions on death. Blue, which is armor, reduces 66% of incoming damage, and it slows movement. These affixes make every encounter unpredictable. Imagine a quick troll chasing you down faster than you can kite it, or a splitting skeleton turning a single fight into a mob swarm. Now don't get me wrong, these bonuses and randomization aren't always the most pressing things at early levels, but I suspect for most people, when you get around the Mistlands, the pressure has slowly gotten turned up for everybody. For the unwary player with the wrong settings, you can turn your game very easily into a hellhole. So we'll go over some settings later in the video to give you some basic harder difficulty curves that should work well with most players and most mods. The difficulty curve can be time-based, like how long the world has been running, or distance from the center, which is my personal favorite among other options. This allows you to basically play with and test out many mod variations with CLLC as the center without having to really focus on difficulty and scale. This is basically a set it and forget it. CLLC also introduces elemental infusion mechanics that give enemies resistance and weaknesses to elemental damage types. These include fire, frost, lightning, spirit, poison, and chaos. Infused enemies can dish out elemental damage, apply status effects, and resist entire damage categories. Now, this of course doesn't necessarily sound too intense on its own, but it can add for some interesting mechanics. Boss fights are no longer static sequences. Each boss can now roll multiple different affixes, just like other creatures, scaling with star level. These abilities can radically change combat for even the most advanced players. Reflective. Dealing direct damage to the boss will deal damage to you as well. Shielded. Takes 50% reduced damage from arrows. Mending. Regenerates health over time more quickly. Now this one I will put a pause here and say that if you get a level 9 mending boss, fuck off. Literally just go somewhere else. Even Eikthyr will be one of the hardest bosses you could possibly fight. Summoner. Summons strong creatures every 33% of maximum health loss. Elementalist. Deals 20% increased elemental damage. Enraged. Deals 20% increased physical damage. And Twin. Spawns a second boss. The boss and its twin both have a 25% less health and damage and have shared health. This can also be modified. You're no longer just farming bosses, you're fighting custom raid level encounters. Loot matters, and in CLLC, it lets you choose from 4 types of drop system. The vanilla system, which is your original Valheim drop logic. Linear, which is star level equals loot multiplier. Calculated chance, which means that higher stars mean better odds. Calculated amount guarantees a loot bump per star. You can also toggle extra trophy drops, passive material drops, and adjust the drop rate of rare resources like Surtling cores or withered bones, depending on how you want to play. No more underwhelming rewards after a brutal fight. One of CLLC's most powerful features, and one that I think arguably should be on most people's radars, is the respawn timer for buildings. You can configure camps, crypts and dungeons, caves, and bosses. Set a timer using Valheim's internal time units, 20 equals 1 day, and if you want your burial chambers to reset weekly, you can set it to 140. If you want those Draugr villages to respawn every few days, set it to 40. This keeps the game world alive and makes exploration infinite. If you're running a multiplayer server, CLLC supports dynamic scaling. You can scale creature HP, damage, or star level per additional player in a specific radius. This will also add affixes dynamically based on party size. If players join without the mod, they can still see and play, but anything beyond 2 stars may appear as vanilla. This keeps the experience fair but exciting. If you want to tweak spawn rates, affix distributions, or loot drops, CLLC includes in-game YAML editors for real-time config edits. You can even set biome-based rules for specific enemies, scale drops by regions, or limit affixes to certain creature types. This is a power user territory, but it unlocks basically infinite gameplay variety. Mod authors themselves can also tap into CLLC's systems like most of Black Sun's or Smoothbrain's mods via public API hooks. If you want your custom mob to drop CLLC-based loot, you can do so. For instance, if you want epic loot or magic overhaul to affect how the game world responds and reacts to loot drops, you can do that. This mod was made with extensibility in mind. CLLC adds a couple small but awesome features. For instance, there's a bonus leveling spree. Killing high-star mobs quickly can level up nearby spawns. There's a developer kill all command, which is CLLC kill all to wipe test spawns. There is a debug mode, which is perfect for balancing star levels and drops in your sandbox world. These additions make this mod just as useful for creators as it is for players. Now, mod combinations. My personal recommendation is to say that CLLC plays well with basically most mods. Some of the community favorites include things like epic loot or jewel crafting. Pairing star scaling with magic loot drops or jewels creates a full action RPG loot system. Valheim raids adds scaled random raid events with matching loot. Magic overhaul and Jude's equipment mods infuse scaling into weapon stats and spellcasting. Combat overhaul boosts parry windows, dodge mechanics, and makes fights feel kinda Souls-like. Together, these mods turn Valheim from a survivor sandbox into a true RPG. Creature level and loot control doesn't just tweak Valheim, it elevates it. It gives players a living world, one that grows, scales, and evolves with them. Whether you're a min-maxer who wants to script perfect loot tables, or a dungeon crawler who wants infinite crypts, or just a chaos-loving admin who loves to spawn 5-star flaming locks, this is the toolkit that you need. If you've ever reached endgame in Valheim and asked, what now? CLLC is 100% definitely the answer. Thank you everyone for watching. If this spotlight helped you out, please drop a like and sub. It helps the channel more than you know. If you want to go above and beyond and support me, you can do so through the Ko-Fi link in the description or by becoming a channel member. Every little bit helps me get closer to getting off the streets. Links to CLLC and related mods are in the description. Huge shout out to Smoothbrain for developing arguably one of the best mods for the Valheim community. If you want to dive deeper into mod configs, need advice for mods, or want to host your own Valheim servers, check out Azumat's Discord link in the description at the end. Or stop by and come hang out on my server for my community news, updates about my life, and videos to come. Until next time, I'm Atlas, this has been ModWatch, and I will see you guys real soon.